comes up. Alright. Let's just get to work. I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do yesterday, and warm up with YD5. I'll try to put, like, 20 minutes in, maybe? I don't want Stone to become a problem. I've been messing up Stone way too much in 1v5 lately, it's starting to become scary. All three of those missed? Sure. Hopefully forgoing the normal warm-up doesn't mean that I'm gonna be playing worse on, early? Like, early widely? But I don't think it will, judging by my progress the past couple days. Like, I don't think it's gonna be as good as yesterday. But if I'm getting, like, a couple Wildly 5 entries an hour, then that's chill. Oh wow. Oh wow. Hi hi. Yeah, hug the wall like preemptively in situations like that. Then get out. Hello. Alright. Policy? Very promising warm-up. If I don't hit this, I'll spam policy practice. I'll continue. Re-enter room. Why is this not working today? What's my issue with this room? What am I doing? There we go. Nice to know that's retryable at least. At the very least, to some extent. I forgot to do this. I forgot to do the bait, I think. Or was that even... I don't even think that's the one you bait for. I think I was just, like, not really able to process what tile it was on, therefore how to deal with it. If I get Wily Machine hitless, I'll just count that as Wily 5 to end for, like, proving to myself's sake. At the very least, I don't have to, like, do that whole, like, if. This just, like, unambiguously is not Wily 5 to end. But, like, anything after getting Wily 5 on this warm-up is just kind of window dressing. I don't need it, it's just cool to be able to do. I have played Wily well enough the past couple days to be confident in it. When I get there, in a situation with stakes. And even if I don't get it on my first Wily 6 entry, I'm just gonna be happy that I got there at least. Like, not wasting my, my, like, consistency to Wily 5. Actually, I played that one more than that was multiplication. Okay. I know hit phase 3 at least. I'm gonna swap states now. If I have bad consistency on pre-Wily 5, I'll just do the warm-up. So I know there's a non-zero chance that my warm-up for minus infinity is just gonna be, like, just like do mechanical, not mechanical arena, just do fucking, do the arena, no hit, without using the, like the gimmick, like without using bright on bright or toad on toad, just one-shot them. Apparently there is a way in minus infinity to cheese Snatch Man. And like be able to play Wily 3 with all 8 of your weapons, but I don't know how viable that's gonna be to do. Or even where I put the video for it. If not, then I think the lineup, I think the loadout is, hold on. The lineup is definitely include Bright and Toad so that you can both one-shot their original Ripple Masters and use them as weaknesses. You definitely want Drill for Pharaoh Man. You definitely want Drill for Pharaoh Man. And then I don't know which of the remaining bosses is worth. Like, it is going to be a major hit to not have access to Water Cutter or HCR Boomerang. Like, even not having one of those two is a big, big deal. But I do think that it is ultimately more important to have good weapons for the bosses in Wily 3 than it is to have good weapons for Wily 3 itself. Because if I go for Mines Infinity, I'm not going to do the Rush Cannon, like, one-shot tactics. That's... Personally, I just think that's a little cheap. And I don't want to do it. I feel less bad about doing it in Wily 3, though, at least. Because you've already done the boss with the normal weakness, and also some of them I would be kind of fearing for my life on some of them, if I didn't have that as a thing I could do. Like, if I had to fight Toad again, without being able to just one-shot him, after like 50 minutes to an hour's worth of nerves have accumulated, it's just all over. It's actually just all over. The world just ends. Down. Do you have another tab open? Also, who is that tab? I am curious. Oh, go stream up. Honestly, it probably was to mine, because I was kind of... back. I think at least I was kind of simming to the intro of this. But I'm too locked in on this fight to remember. I can't lie. Up. Okay, I still got it. On like early Wily. Remains yet to be seen on later part of Wily, but I have a good feeling. It's so funny that my opinion of this song spiked, like, not even a month after I made that, like, top 100 songs video in, like, April or whenever. If I made that now, this would probably be in, like, the top 15. I can't lie. It's up there. It is very much up there. I do really hope that I can, like, keep my hands healthy for long enough to do everything I want to do in Mega Man. Just because, like, the way Mega Man is intensive on your hands isn't really something that a lot of other games have. Where it's just, like, one specific hand position the entire time, and you're, like, consistently... Not even consistently trying to, like, shoot as fast as possible, but, like... Any situation where you're, like, point blank to an enemy, it behooves you to be able to mash fast. So I hope that I can, like, maintain hand health. Especially on Buster only. Or if you're just using a weapon that's good for shotgunning. To be fair, there's not really that many, like, good, like, shotgunning weapons in the series. Needle Cannon is, like, the only one to come to mind off the dome. But, like, your mash speed with it is uncapped. But also it uses weapon energy, and it's not any, like, stronger than it. And Buster, so it doesn't really get much use. Like, it's not bad, it's just kind of like a... Who does this benefit sort of thing. Like, I really don't want to have to, like, deal with hand issues if when I'm grinding minus infinity. You know? I really have no clue what the minus infinity grind is gonna look like, and that's part of why I'm so excited for it. Honestly, imagine, like, fuck, I just thought about it, but, like, imagine I hype up minus infinity this much, and it's, like, so, you have, like, so many options for how to deal with situations, and it's not even top 1 by the time I get to it. Like, something else I have just ends up being harder the whole time, and I'm just like, I just thought you were stronger. I do think there's, like, a 20%, I think there's, like, a 30% chance I have the I just thought you were stronger response to minus infinity. If not for Wily 4 being what it is, I would put that at like a 50%. But you still got Super Shadow and Escape Sequence to deal with. So I can't call it like a fully fraudulent, artist. I think it's impossible for it to be like fully fraudulent, just given how hard Super Shadow is. Or like how hard Wily 4 is on the whole. But, you know. Chill. This beat reminds me I gotta play Ridge Racer Type 4. lock in on stone. Why is stone such an issue as of late? I'm gonna practice stone. I'm gonna like 5x stone. This is getting to a point where it's genuinely just unacceptable. Like, even before I got hit, there was already an extremely dodgy thing going on in that attempt. Why am I so bad at stone as of late? It does not make sense. I think it's best to like try and make it to the corner as soon as possible in situations like this. And then like try and turn back if the situation demands. Because that's a big part of my issues lately. It's like second guessing myself when it comes to getting to the corner. Or like having sloppy movement in and out of the corner. Like either getting really close to or getting hit because I was trying to go to the corner to dodge dash punch. But he just like leaps and does boxes. Maybe it's worth it to like be less greedy with shots. At the very least in refights. Why is he, like, never doing drop into jump? Like, drop into boxes. Why is he always doing drop into dash punch? Why can I not get the situation that I'm just, like, getting myself from messing up? Or $5. Going back. I think if I don't get the 2 segment, if I don't get a Wily 6 entry by day 45, I'm going to like start alternating between attempts and Full Fortress. Actually, am I even gonna like listen to myself there? I do still want the 2 segment to be meaningful. I don't want it to just be, oh, I got to Wily 4 with my PB before with Wily 3, and I like instantly ate shit because of nerves. I want to have a meaningful 2 segments. with, like, some degree of overlap. That's just a personal thing. Like, I am absolutely good enough to get to Wily 5 right now. I just don't think I want to do that without having done Full Fortress. Like, the Wily, like, if I can prove to myself that I can do Wily 5 and Wily 6 with that degree of, like, stuff before it, not even, like, nerves now, because I'm not nervous going into Wily 5, really, but if I can do it with that degree of, like, pressure, that is the sign to me that this is winnable. I think my nerve control is just too good for segment practice to really be an accurate simulation of nerves past a certain point. My nerves on sections dissipate really quickly, is the thing. Like, by the time I've gotten somewhere, like, 5 times, I'm usually almost at resting, if not just at resting on it. And then the second I start, like, breaking into, like, more uncharted territory, it starts properly kicking in. I guess it's just that my nerves are, like, spiky. Because, like, first time I get to a segment, I am just, like... I'm just shitting bricks. By the third time I get there, it's still, like, noticeably nerve-wracking, but not super bad? And then by the 5th, I'm just, like, straight chilling. Like, I wasn't even that nervous for, like, the second posse entry. Going in, anyway. By the time I was actually, like, playing it, I was kind of spaghettiing, but, like, that's besides the point. Like, out of Flame, I was very, like, collected. It's just what happened after that. That was, like, me not being built for these streets, so to speak. I think that's part of why progress loops are, like, so exhilarating for me. Like, I already have the nerve spike inherent to getting on a PB on something I care about, and then I, like, just keep taking it and taking it and taking it and just, like, farming the adrenaline. Even though, like, the first Wily entry, my nerves... my nerves for the first Wily entry were, like, lower on the Wily 3 stage than they were on, like, the ring fights. By, like, a notable amount. Probably on the Flame fight, honestly. Actually, is that shrimp hit my first hit in, like, Wily 2 to 4 in, like, a minute? Genuinely, I think it is. Definitely my first Wily, like, 2 and 3 hit in a minute. Hopefully I have the time to actually, like, cash in on this session and not have to, like, call it before I get anywhere again. And that's, like, another thing that I'm, like... The last two rounder patterns are, like, reminding me of another thing that I kind of like about that strat. If you get a pattern where it's, like, risky to try and dodge the fire by going to the open area on the bottom, you can just stay in the center. Like, the patterns that wall those off are also the ones where staying in the center is extremely easy to do. And there's not really that much risk of dying to doing it. So even when you can't do the strat, it still makes the fight easier. Because you not being able to do the strat is like, oh, I can just stay in the center here and mostly be fine. Back. Up. I hope that I don't lose consistency on the parts of Wily that I usually warm up on Monkey's Paw Curls and I start messing up Wily too. Like, that's not even like a memory mistake on Purple Devil, that's messing up the Devil pattern. I guess I really just don't need a backup for this, huh? I'm consistent enough at it that, like, the thought of, like, what if I miss it doesn't even cross my mind anymore. They're calling me the Marty Master of, like, this specific Wily 2 mini-boss. Back. Down. Back. Up. Down. Right? Finally 2 shakes are out. can I just get back to Wily 5? God, the single most annoying thing when grinding stuff is when you find a way to get consistent at something deep in the run that you were inconsistent at, and then as soon as you do that, you cannot get back to that section to save your life. Absolute, like, most frustrating thing that happens in grinds. Not even close. Like, if that attempt that got to Wily 5 didn't die to stone, and if I didn't, like, immediately 5x stone, and then have the session I'm having now, I would be a lot less annoyed. I do think I am, like, doing, like, a decent job at, like, remaining chill after I, like, get annoyed in the moment. Like, I very rarely get more than, like, an level annoyed at this game. Or at myself for, like, how I'm playing the game. Which I do think is a good thing. Like, I don't think I've ever gotten mad at the game itself. Every single time that I've, like, gotten, like, annoyed or frustrated during this grind, it's just been, like, at myself for failing to account for something. Or just general quality of play. And it's not, like, an unhealthy kind of frustrated at myself, I don't think. I'm not like, oh, I'm worthless because I can't do this Mega Man thing. I'm just, like, frustrated that I have high standards for myself that I'm not playing up to. But it doesn't extend beyond, I just wish I was playing up to those standards. And, like, getting frustrated during a grind, especially for, like, a new hardest thing, when you're, like, 70 hours deep, is just inevitable. You are going to get frustrated to some degree, so, like, I think the degree to which I'm getting frustrated is pretty ideal. Like, if I was going for this, like, 2022, 2023, where I was going for Mega Man 1, I would have been getting way more frustrated to the point where it's like, I would not want to watch. Like, if I was, like, watching... If I had the ability to watch, like, me from 2022, 2023 stream, and they were going for this, I would not want to watch with how frustrated I would be getting if I was having a session like this. But now I'm at a point where I can just, like, be, like, a healthier level of annoyed at myself. And also the annoyance, like, dissipates pretty quickly. Like, every time I get annoyed, it's most, at this game, it's like a what am I doing, rather than a what the fuck is this game. And the stuff that is what the fuck is this game, I take it into the lab, and I'm like, okay, here's how you deal with this. This is valuable intel now. Like, if I just, like, be in situations, so to speak. And also, it's not like the gameplay I'm messing up is easy, necessarily. This is still an extremely hard Mega Man thing. Like, this is... I don't have the Mega Man 3 experience to say this, but there's a non-zero chance this is the hardest Mega Man thing anyone's ever done by the time I do it. Like, it's not harder than Buster Only Mega Man 3, but it's harder than... It could be harder than with weapons in Mega Man 3. And, like, no one is going for Buster Only Mega Man 3 to hit. You would have to be, like, completely off the shits to even entertain that idea. Get ready to learn Doc Quick and Shadow Man twice, buddy. Also, Needleman. Mega Man 3 Buster Roll is, like, probably the hardest, like, full game no-hit you can do in a vanilla game. Why am I messing up the devil pattern? That's not good. I think it's just an off day for that pattern specifically for some reason. Like, I am still enjoying this grind a lot. This is definitely my favorite, like, video game accomplishment I've gone for. By a decent amount. Like, I don't even know why I'm messing up purple level so much. It's not a focus thing. If it was a focus thing, I would be, like, forgetting stuff. Like, forgetting the telegraph I was getting. It's just the actual devil pattern that's throwing me off. Which is, like, one of the easiest devil patterns I've played. To be fair, it's not, like, that kind of mistakes it's not like I'm, like, blatantly messing it up. It's, like, I don't know, like, a frame or two off. And I am probably, like, downplaying this fight. I am probably downplaying this fight. To some extent, at least. Just by virtue of I am good at Mega Man, and thus I have high standards for my Mega Man gameplay quality. Like, keep it silly, you know? Standards are just weird for grinds, I think. They change so quickly. Like, if you told me I would have a session like this, not even 100 hours into the grind before I, like, had session 1, I would have thought you were insane. But now this is like a rage bait session. You know? No. Also, I do think that it's just, part of it is inevitably just the mindlessness of, like, Wily 2 and 3 past a certain point. More so 2. And also, like, 1 is kind of getting mindless. I have really good consistency on 1 today. Like, I'm not messing up 1 at all, basically. which is a good sign for when I return to William Attempts. Ideally after I get this, but if I decide it's just not worth it, I will, like, return sooner. I think it's at least, like, a 90% chance that I don't do attempts until I get full fortress. I am confident enough in my Wily as of late to be able to get into, like, ideally less than 3, or ideally, like, 3 or less. Attempts to Wily 6. I am capable of, like, first trying it, I think. I just don't know if I will. Down. Up. This rolling on the first Wily attempt was actually, like, crazy aura. Like, the first full song of me being in Wily. I think it was playing, like, around the site as well. Back. Down. Oregon again. out the Shake's head, I think. It's all. Hasn't rolled in a minute, I don't think. That ceiling always feels so much lower than it is. I'm always so worried that I'm gonna bonk that ceiling whenever the drill is on that tile, and I just never do. Back to Wily. Bit of a rough patch in the middle of the sesh, but back to Wily 5. Play well. Play well. Why does this situation keep happening to me? I don't get it. Genuinely. I don't even know how to practice it because I don't it feels like it only comes up in situations like this, where I'm, like, doing attempts in Wily 5, specifically. I don't even know how to get it to come up in isolation and practice. Dude. Like, what do I even do there? Do I just have to, like, force a crossover and pray? Like, I'm just trying to cross over to see if that does anything, but, like... What? What do you want me to do there? I'm just gonna do, like, survival practice until that comes up. What did I just do? Do what I want to practice. It's not that hard. I just wish this emulator had a rewind feature, honestly, at this point. Honestly, maybe the plays just don't jump to try and dodge dive bomb. You don't have. Like, jump to dodge the, like, yeah, jump to dodge going beneath the screen, but, like, you can just, like, outwalk him, I think. You can almost, like, just outwalk him even just doing that. Actually, maybe you can try to, like, walk him down a little bit? Like, walk forward for a bit to, like, mess up. Oh my god, that's the method. That's the method. That's the method. That's the way to make Tornado 1,000 times easier. Oh my god, that's the method. Walk a little forward, so that he never has more than half, so that he's never closer to the corner than half screen. That's actually the method. That's the method! Oh my god, I found it! I found the method! I think that also, like, makes double dive bomb way less of an issue, too. That's actually an incredible find. I'm so good at strat finding. I'm so good at strat finding. The rage bait session is rage bait no longer. That bait actually works so good. I don't think I've been able to get a double dive bomb off, but, like, you basically never have to deal with him dive bombing with, like, less than, well, you have less than half the screen to dodge it anyway. So, like, who cares about double dive bomb anymore? We're leaving double dive bomb concerns in January. We are going into February not worried at all about double dive bomb. Also, that just makes dodging individual dive bombs easier because you don't have to worry about the tight timing for, like, doing the, like, jump plus direction input. Okay, he just refuses to double dive bomb, I swear. Is it a positional thing, actually? Is there, like, a positional element to Boros RNG in this game? Okay, I think I get the memo. Wait. That actually makes 5v5 so much more doable in a full game context. Tornado just isn't an issue anymore! Tornado just isn't an issue anymore! You can just walk forward and it works! And he has his back into the corner? Oh my god. Oh my god, I just killed Tornado. I literally just killed Tornado. I just killed Dive Bomb. Dive Bomb is an actual fucking bum now. It's insane. Okay, he just like refuses to double dive bomb right now. I don't know what that's about. But the fact, like, just walking straight forward after the second dive bomb and having the best position you could possibly ask for. That's just insane. That's just absolutely bonkers. I genuinely don't know what to say. This changes the entire trajectory of the grind. This just got so much more viable. How many, like, dive bomb starting positions do you even have to memorize now? He's gonna be starting from the corner a lot more now. Because floor gyro backs him up. Like, not fully, obviously, but, like, definitely helps. Definitely helps a lot. Okay, you can't just fully do that every single time. This is still going to need, like, a bit of ladding. I think the same strat as for single dive bomb is still going to be safer for double dive bomb. Maybe it's just like crossing over on the old strat. It might just be like a crossover with a different code of paints. But it seems more consistent than normal crossovers. I'll give it that. Once again, I'm just wishing that it was easier to practice specific RNG. I want to practice, like, round start double dive bomb. Like, RNG that is just as dive bomb biased as possible. Like, dive bomb is decisively not even that scary of an attack anymore. It's getting relegated to the tier where, like, attacks that aren't that scary in isolation but are scary if they do it back-to-back go. But before this, it was, like, in the running for hardest attack in the game. To dodge consistently, and in terms of how much it attacks other aspects of the fight. Like, just give me some double dive bombs, but if you're not, I'm just gonna be led to assume that this is, like, the greatest strat ever. Like, double dive bomb isn't that common an occurrence. And also, even if you, like, forget to do the strat, just knowing that you can walk is very beneficial. Because it, like, forces... You don't have to be as precise as you think you did. Or as I thought I did. I can just be, like, not that precise. I can just, like, walk normally and be fine on a single dive bomb. At the cost of, like, less than ideal positioning. But I've been playing the other attacks in this fight with less than ideal positioning for so long that I think I'm still going to be able to back it up in most situations. I don't think it's foolproof, but it is extremely useful to be able to do that. Also, this is admittedly a really funny tunnel vision. Girl who didn't even consider you didn't need to do, like, this weird jump and press a direction at the same time motion like no other Mega Man thing requires you to be able to do. Okay, and also, it's gonna be hard to, like, practice not getting clipped by, like, double dive bomb on, like, the up now, because he's always going to be double dive bombing from a different position than the old position, where you had to, like, give up way more ground. I think Wily Fire practice is the most efficient way of getting good RNG on Tornado for me for some reason. For some reason, the RNG on refights always feels harsher than on Robot Masters. At least, like, practice states do. Like, worst comes to worst, you just do that. And a decent chunk of the scariness of that is gone. And I am dead certain there is a way to optimize that to make it safer. Hypixel, I just found an insanely good tornado strat, and I'm, like, testing the limits of it. So basically, I found out that you don't have to do, like, the jump and directional input at the same time motion. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just, like, you can just walk away from Dive Bomb and you're safe. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bait Tornado Man by walking under him slightly before the Dive Bomb activates and then just walking back. And the way that strat works, you will have, like, Tornado Man is, like, never going to have less than, like, 30% of the stage. You are going to have control of, like, 70% of the arena with this strat. The main thing I'm trying to figure out is what happens when he does 2 dive bombs in a row. I'm kind of tripping over my words a bit, but it's fairly self-explanatory. It is, like, probably the biggest boss strat I found that isn't the... It's probably the biggest Robot Master strat that I found. Because Tornado, I've been playing Tornado not that great lately. Like, the past couple days. And this kind of just, like, kills the fights. If I can figure out how to do double dive bomb specifically. If I can figure out how double dive bomb works with this, this kills Tornado. Tornado is, like, no longer an issue. If I, like, figure out how this works fully. I'm just gonna, like, not shoot at him and see if I can, like, max, like, situation max. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. Or that's not what I'm trying to do, that's what I'm doing now. You have way, way more free space. What I'm trying to figure out is what happens when he dive bombs twice in a row. So I'm just waiting for him to dive bomb twice in a row and then figure that out. I think worst comes to worst, you just play it safe. Or not play it safe, like the way of playing it safe is a way that I already have so much time spent practicing because it's like... It's just an easier version of what I was doing before. Neighbor with shitty piano skills? That's beast mode, I fear. You're like not gonna double dive bomb unless I shoot at him? Why is it so hard to get the RNG I want to practice? Oh, wait a minute. Like, the backup, the other good thing about this strat is that the backup is do what I used to do, which I was already fairly competent at. Can you double dive bomb once, big guy? Are you... Double dive bomb once! This is the one time I want you to double dive bomb, and you're like wasting like 3 minutes. There we go. If I had like a rewind feature, I would like save that, I think. Oh. Oh. Very bad thing I just did. I just hit quick save state instead of quick load state. Bad me. That's extremely bad. Is there a way to undo states? There has to be a way to undo states, right? Actually, I could just, like, do the warm-up states and then make a new state, probably. That's the way I fix this. Warm-up states and then just make a Wily 5 state. I think I'm gonna try and dedicate the rest of stream to figuring out double dive bombs, specifically. With this new strat. Because if I do that, this is, like, big, large, massive, huge, as they say. I am, like, one final, like, breakthrough away from making Tornado borderline unfailable. Okay. Like, I could just do open heart surgery on my save state folder after this and get it back in the Wily 5 folder. I don't think I'm gonna do any more attempts today because it's already late. And this is, like, the most prescient thing. I'm just gonna like spam states until This is the method right now for practicing this RNG. Stop doing it into shields! Yeah, don't cross him over. Oh, we got it, I think. Is it position-based? Is it position-based? Or do I just have to, like, pause again? Okay, just pause again. Never mind. Pause. I still don't even know what's, like, making the RNG be different here. Actually, is this the RNG practice method? How did I get it to be double dive bomb? What? Ah! Oh. Give me the RNG consistently. Like global timer based? Global timer based seems like the most reasonable version. This would be so much easier on Nestopia when you could just like see the RNG value. Or not Nestopia, on FCUX. Let me practice it. She was forced to use it at, like, she was... I'm actually just like, he was forced to eat it, because I'm actually being forced to eat that when I'm 6 right now, proverbially. I am still trying to practice the tornado strat that I was talking about. I'm trying to figure out what happens when he does double dive bomb. He has not done double dive bomb in a way that I've been able to practice. I am trying to get an RNG. I'm trying to get a save state where I can practice double dive bomb. I have failed dramatically. Oh, is this the method? I think maybe just like never jump is the strat. Also, this experiment is teaching me a lot about how this game's RNG calculations work. I am getting a lot more mileage out of this save state than I thought I would. I think something like that could be it. Okay, don't walk too far away, I don't think. If you walk too far away, then you're, like, risking, mashing speed. Let me see. Yeah, I cap out at, like, 8 to 9 one finger, usually. Oh, that's what I'm usually getting. How much do I get two-finger? This is a bad two-finger mashing day, I think. Two-hand I can usually get like 13 pretty easily, and if I'm like actually walking in like 15. Like that. To be fair, that's basically just like doing a trill if you're doing it with two hands. Get this state to give me the RNG I want to right now. Yeah, like if that happens, then you're already safe because it's a double dive bomb and not a single dive bomb. And you're already just like, yeah, get out of the corner. It is definitely a very helpful strat. I still just need to fully understand how dive bomb comes into the picture, or double dive bomb comes into the picture. Single dive bomb is fine. I am still just trying to wrap my head around the intricacies of double dive bomb with this strat. This is like the most focused practice I've done on a single boss in a minute. Because I'm trying to find, like, one specific thing that is, like, the answer to this fight. Or, like, the last unanswered situation of this fight. But this game's practice tools are slightly suboptimal for doing such a thing. Maybe just start walking back when he hits his peak? I don't know how it's gonna, like, work out with, like, spacing from beforehand, though. Yeah. To be fair, a lot of the stuff that he, like, goes out of his way to explain in that video isn't relevant to this. But it's, like, that's still, like, among his best work, so, like, you use your time well. Like, I'm not doing zips, and also this game's weapon set, even if I was using it, is, like, completely different from vanilla. I hope that, like, when I swap to FCUX for my next shrine, it's gonna speed up the, like, rate at which I can practice stuff like this. I'm still not sure how, like, all of FCUX's stuff works, but I do know that you can, like, set RNG, like, memory addresses and whatnot on it. Which would be really useful for specific situations. If you can figure out what RNG you like need to get for a certain attack. He's like fucking allergic to double dive bomb now, I swear to God. I'll do some more one. I think I'm just gonna like spam 1v5 practice, but like stop it after tornado. I do think the biggest thing that's like preventing me from giving the worst attempt for the bands. Maybe, but also it's like 11:30 p.m. I have a snow day tomorrow, so it's not urgent, but it's like a snow day where we still have to do things, like at home. It's only like tangentially a snow day at this point. Oh wait, yeah, that'll do it. Every single time that I like get a double dive bomb, like a natural double dive bomb, I just know that I'm doing it suboptimally. Just because I feel like I'm like under practiced on it, but even doing it suboptimally still feels like a better bet than what I was doing before. And if I just find out how to do it optimally, I win. It's not even like extremely situational awareness dependent, because the strat for single dive bomb drastically minimizes how many starting locations he can be in. Because like he's like always, his back is always like fairly close to the corner now, immediately after a dive bomb. Like other attacks, he's doing them closer to the corner, and for floor gyro he's backing himself into the corner usually. Minus 33 with wind chill, that's fucked up. I don't know what the lowest with wind chill has been here lately, but the lowest without has been like 6 a couple days ago when I had to like go into class. I think they just hate you. I think they just hate you. This is my read on the situation. I think another sneeze is coming. Okay, I don't know if this is like an autism thing or something, but like, is it normal to acknowledge someone saying bless you to you? Or is it normal to just like go about your day? Yeah, I don't think anyone cares. It's just the kind of thing my parents would care about, if I do or not. Like, no one gives a shit, but my parents are like, people give a shit, parentheses, they do not give a shit. I think something like that is the play for Double Dive Bomb, but I don't know how consistent it is to be able to do that. I think I'll, like, do one more attempt, probably. I think it's just this song. Yeah, this song is, like, mega loud is the thing. This shit called Noise Rock. Noise mode activate. Okay. I think it's a thing where it's like, you know, the one Tom Scott video where, like, even though in theory the thing that, like, the thing with, like, the quieter, like, sounding atmosphere, like, in theory the thing that, like, clearly sounds like it's loud should be louder, it's actually the quiet thing that's louder. I think it's that going on. Where it's like, this song just sounds like it should be loud, so like you perceive it as, like, the brain perceives it as being louder than it is, like, empirically. Like, in decibels, it's, roughly, like, the same thing as, like, other stuff, but, like, that shit's noisy as hell. Famously. So it sounds louder than, like, the decibels would lead you to believe. I need to find the Tom Scott video I learned. Good. I think the unit for, like, how loud it feels was called, like, LUFS or something? Alright. Good night. Thank you for the good luck. Yeah, you don't even gotta kill that guy. It is purely superfluous. Honestly, if it was like easier to convert Nestopia save states into FCUX save states, I would have probably swapped over by now. At the very least, I'm pretty sure that FCUX has like the tacit capability. I think it does. Not even that I would want a task necessarily. I just want to be able to like see the RNG value and be able to change it. Did I get 5 shots that cycle? I feel like I am going to have one tornado hit up as like the sacrificial attempt. Because I feel like every time I learn a new strat in this game, I have to get hit to the thing that I learned the strat for at least once. Down. In like something with stakes. Be it an attempt from start or a full fortress. 55 hours of practice, by the way. I can never, like, first try a new strat thing. Or at least that's what the rest of this grind is, like, made it seem like. Oh, God. This is a bit congested, I'm sorry if it's picking up all the way. I can't tell if it is or not. It wasn't even like this for most of the day. It just randomly gets like this sometimes at like specific points. I don't even think the season necessarily matters, it just does this. I've had this sort of thing happen like when I wake up, not even in my own house. Like if I'm like in a hotel room or something, it'll still kick in sometimes. Really lame. Fuck, I just randomly remembered the existence of pop champagne. If I lose this attempt, I'm blaming it on laughing at the idea of pop champagne. I wonder what attacks I would even, like, need to strat anymore. That seems stratable. Next on the chopping block is probably power on this side. I am just relying on hitting the timing real good. But there's like almost certainly a way to make it consistent. Or at least more consistent than just hit the timing real good. The thing is, I have to figure out all of this stuff on my own. That's the thing when you're like late game in a grind like this. Even if people have like done all the bosses no hit individually, they do not have to get consistent enough at these bosses to like find these strats that you're looking for. You have to just figure out if shit works entirely on your own. You are left to your own devices. You are trying to make the everything burrito, and all you have to go off of are breakfast burritos. Breakfast burritos are a good supplemental resource, but they are not everything you need to make the everything burrito. Hours since I have last invoked the idea of an everything burrito. 0. Back to what we fought. How did I hit 27 max KPS? Did I just like mashing the directional keys at some point? even if I don't actually do the bait, like not having to do that like not having to do that like precise jump to avoid damage, just makes the fight so much more manageable. And then the bait just adds to that by like giving you infinitely more room on every attack to the point where like the only times when I'm like thinking about the impact a dive bomb is going to have on other attacks now is specifically double dive bomb, like after double dive bomb. Singular dive bombs do not impact my decision making at all. On like subsequent attacks. Good roll. Very good roll. This might be my favorite like studio version of any of their songs, honestly. It's between this and Dome Shores, I think. Kind of crazy how much more approachable this makes Wily 5 feel. This tornado strat. Hi. That was a weird distance to gauge. Plug is like sleeper hardest robot master in the game now. I can't even lie. It's just a complete reading check every single time you play it. I think this will be my last one. Ideally, I want to be in bed earlier than last night, which was like 2 a.m. Not good, even though like the time frame for doing work was like pretty lenient. That is, as we in the business say, ill-advised. I was gonna say I don't know where I picked up ill-advised from, like saying it every single, like, all the time now. I know damn well where I picked it up from. I picked that shit up from a Core 8 gaming video. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Okay. Honestly, getting hit there is, like, that's probably better than, like, continuing to play. That's probably better for my schedule tonight. I am a lot more confident right now than I was, like, an hour ago with this. So even if it started out as a fairly bumpy session, we got there in the end. This is going down very soon. I am going to have a 2 segment very soon. I am damn sure of it. I am damn sure I am going to have a 2 segment very soon. Also, 75 hours! Yay, yay, yay! 75-hour grind. Sweet stuff. It's nice to be playing this game daily again. I feel like it's kind of possible to misconstrue me not playing this as much as, like, I don't want to grind this anymore. I still want to grind this, it's just sometimes very hard to get myself to do anything of substance in a day. Even things that I actively want to do. It is very hard to not get myself to be complete sludge for a day when I have the opportunity to be complete. You know how it is. You know how. Okay, who do we raid? That's the right yellow, right? That's the right. I'll check my command count. If anything is happening over there. That's like. Does not really look like. I'll just look through Celeste category. Oh, Ghost. Yeah, I'm ready, Ghost. Free. Freest raid choice of my life. Raiding a fan. Alright. Kinda dodgy session at the start, but figuring out, like finding out about that strat, game changing. I have changed the game today. Game I don't remember.